Flex, the livest one in the section. Fit the runner, boy, you nigga, no question. You will run a motherfucker hot stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, fangs out, full moon, motherfucker change like a hoe. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Lightweight, baby. Drew Titan Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty Ldbc. Day one. And we in this thing. First and foremost, I want to say I appreciate everybody. I ain't go live yesterday because, it was New Year's Eve, of course. I want to send a big old salute to everybody that rock with me, all my Ldbc fam, or my non-Ldbc fam. You know what I'm saying? You guys are the reason why I do this. I got involved to contribute to a community. And so far, so great. We're still here. And I'm actually having a blast. Nothing's perfect, but I'm actually having a blast. I made a whole lot of, I've met some outstanding people. I've built a whole lot of positive relationships, and the ones that weren't, the relationships that weren't positive in my life, I've gotten rid of them. And, but for the most part, everything is stellar. I appreciate you guys. I really do. I appreciate all the haters, because all you've done was you remind me why I do this. You, every now and again when you do something, sometimes it's real easy to forget why you do it. And then things will happen that'll remind you. You say, oh, this is why we was doing this in the first place. So I'd like to thank every hater, every racist email, every troll, every clown D-watching in the back, every turncoat that is still snooping around, sucking up all the air, playing chameleon. Just know that we see everything. And you always have a funny way of revealing yourself. So shout out to everyone. Because I take lemons and I make lemonade daily. And I'm not kidding. Daily. what I always say, time reveals all truth. And a lie is nothing but the long way to the truth. So it always comes out. You hear me say that time and time again, and you also hear me say, sometimes you don't have to lift a finger, just, What's the keys to a great interview? Just let them talk. Ask questions, let them talk. They'll give you what you need. You watch the movements, but I don't want to harp on that. But it was a great 2023. Personally, in my life, I don't share everything that I do online, but I accomplished so much. I did. I really did. Family, friendships, building new relationships, strengthening the relationships that were already there. And last but not least, a nigga's money's up. A nigga's money's up. God don't give you anything that you can't handle, y'all. Let me tell you, I've handled everything. So 2024, we rocking and rolling. It's day one. And here we are. So let's do this roll call. My brother, Steve Ldbc, salute. Stormy B-Man. Ldbc or nothing, Daniel Mitchell. My brother, Connell, local sports in the building. It's the fam right there. Darryl Big G, what's good? Beezy, what's going on? 704 Joe. Sam Mack. Joseph Wiggins, D-Man. Jermaine Callahan. D free. Yo, I'm gonna holler at you today. I got some things I want to include you on. So I'm gonna holler at you today. Son of Tank, Pete Davenport, Jeff Spark in the building, Joseph Wiggins, Big Block, Jason William, Tay, future ex-wife, how are you? Happy New Year. Anthony Bolton, Jose Diaz in the building. Gio James, what's good brother? MXC, what's going on? Tony G. Smash the like button, ladies and gentlemen. Eric H, what's up? How you feel? My brother Macados, Mac of the South, salute. All right. So, I hope y'all ain't get too drunk. I know some of y'all are probably hungover. Some of y'all still in the bed. That's all right. Oh, yeah. Listen, I'm going to make an announcement. About Bear Cave. James Doon, what's going on? I'm making an announcement. Starting Friday, there will no longer be no more F It Fridays on this channel. Fridays, 9:30 a.m. That will be Bear Cave, so y'all can see me on Bear Cave Entertainment on my other channel. I'm dedicating Fridays so we can nerd out over there. Y'all must have forgot. Salute. Yeah, and I have realized that Bear Cave is essential. And yeah. So yeah, Fridays, no boxing talk on Fridays. I'm saying y'all can find me on Bear Cave Entertainment every Friday moving forward. Every Friday moving forward. You know, busy people know how to get stuff done. I have 3 channels, y'all. And, you know, I'm like, man, you know, I've been sitting on this channel. I've been trying to figure out. And I was talking to Storm, and he says, well, you know, you got to give up something to, you know, I have a full-time life. I have a full-time job. I'm a full-time husband. I'm a full-time father. And I said, how am I going to do this? And Sensei was like, yo, you got to give something up. You got to give something up. I was like, you know what? You're right. So it makes all the sense in the world to give it up I'm gonna give up a Friday over here to include something over there. ES salute says, how are you? Super Mac time, what's going on? Happy New Year. You know what I'm saying? So busy people know how to get stuff done. You know, you gotta be good at time management. So EJ, what's going on? So this is what I'm deciding to do. And Fridays, we're just gonna nerd out. I'm gonna leave the boxing alone on Fridays. And I'm gonna do Bear Cave in the morning and Friday nights pep talk. You see? This is how we do. So y'all make sure, let me put that link in the chat. Y'all make sure y'all come see me on Bear Cave Entertainment. And please, trolls, I need you to go over there immediately. Go subscribe. Go troll. Go talk your crap. There you go. Do what you guys do. You know, I got to get my watch time up over there. And let's do it. I'd appreciate it. That's the link. Bear Cave Entertainment. Yes, sir. The Bear Cave. That dude named Dave. Happy New Year, good brother. Yes, sir. I appreciate that, Joseph Wiggins. I appreciate that. I appreciate every last one of you guys, man. I can't tell you how many times I've been tired. Let me tell you something. This YouTube thing, people think this is not easy. You see Dave in there? He's a content creator himself. He can tell you this is not easy. We don't just cut on a camera and just start, you know, and then 100 people show up. No. Kenny, what's good? This is not easy. This is planning. You have to think of a topic. You have to write stuff down in a lot of cases. And then, you know, you have to have a bit of a personality that people dig. You know what I'm saying? Let me be honest with you. A lot of people just don't have that. Or, you know what's worse? When they don't think they have it. And they do. You see it. People around them see it. But they don't see it. This is not easy. It's really not. But how many times you heard me say, though, if people like, trust, and respect you, they're going to rock with you. But you do have to have some talent to do this. That's why I tell people, don't watch other people's success and say, yo, why are they rocking with this person? No. Focus on you. Because when you compare yourself to everybody else, that's why I tell people, when you're on a weight loss journey, do not be on Instagram looking at all those all those fitness experts. Those people have been working at that for a long time. They've been doing this for over a decade, and then they say, wait a minute, I can make money on social media? Oh, and then they jump on social media. You don't know, they've been in the gym for 2 decades, man. Don't ever, that's the best example, the gym example. If you're trying to meet a goal, the last thing you need to be doing is looking at these health and fitness guys and saying, and women saying that, man, I need to look like that. 9 times out of 10, you will never look like that. Focus on your health, and your physique is a byproduct of how you take care of yourself. That's the ticket right there. Some of you will never have a 6-pack in your life, but that don't mean you stop working out. And that's okay. It's okay. But what happens is people have a habit of watching people around them move a certain way, watching their success. And then they start saying, well, I know I'm better than him, or I'm working just as hard as him. I'm doing just as many lives. I'm putting out just as many short videos, if not more. And why I'm not getting that damn same success? And then they turn into a goddamn hater. It's like, no, bro, no, you're going about this all wrong. You're so worried about someone else's success. You worried about the 10,000 people paying attention to the person that you're paying attention to. You're 10,001. And you're ignoring the 300 people that actually fucks with you. And they notice, man, I'm pulling up to this guy's live every day. I'm Cash Apping or Zelling or Venmoing or PayPaling, and this person just doesn't say thank you. Why? He's not focused on the 300 that appreciates him. He's focused on 10,000 that appreciates the guy that he wants to be like. Make sense? Makes sense? And then that person turns into a hater. And that's the wild part, because the person that got the 10,000 people following them, you never know. All you got to do is hit that person up. They might give you all the information in the world. You understand? You got to focus on yourself. And I'm going to say this before I get on to some boxing. Never be too arrogant to ask someone for help. Never be too arrogant to ask someone for help. When I help somebody, matter of fact, I feel funny when I don't help somebody. When you help somebody, it's a fulfilling feeling that I can't even describe to some people, because some people just are about themselves. I'm gonna get and take and get and take and take and take and take and take and take. They just take. And then turn around and say what people don't do for them. I've seen that several times this year. I'm not talking on the social media front. I've seen that in my personal life. Well, I've seen it on social media. I have. Let me not say that I have. I've seen niggas just take, and then turn around and complain about what people don't do for them. And it's like, what? And I don't say anything. I just watch. Listen, I just watch. And I notice things. I'm like, man, this person complaining about what people don't do, but I'm watching how they move. And what he say people don't do, he or she say people don't do, he or she don't do. And I just listen. I ain't got to forward information. If you're not asking me for an opinion or advice, and you just talking, I'm just there to listen. I'm not going to tell you anything. I'm not going to say anything. I'll just listen. I'm like, oh, okay. All right. God will not be mocked. If you're stuck, don't be afraid to ask for help. If you need some advice, don't be afraid to ask for some help. If you think people don't deal with you, get from around them. But I'm going to tell you this much. A lot, let me shut up. Look, man. I see everything. I see everything. But I don't talk much, but I see everything. I'll say some shit every now and again, but I see everything. I see everything. I really do. I really, really do. I really do. And I know I'm doing something right because I'm not into mistreating people. When I see something crazy, I do my best to avoid it. But I know I'm doing something right because, once again, another year in the bag. And my name has popped up on several pages and my name's it's popping on Twitter. I'm not even on Twitter. So that means, you know what? Mission complete. No, not mission complete. Missions, it's been a success. It's been a success. If you got to talk about me, if you got to send me emails and try and hide your hand, all I know is that in December, I got 123 new subs. That's all I know. And my watch time is up and my money's up and we working. While I'm working, go ahead and talk about me. It's the first day of the year and I know I got haters watching right now and that's cool. And it's worse because you're hungover. You should be in bed. But you rolled your drunk ass out of bed. I had to see what Drew's talking about today. I don't like that nigga. But you don't miss a live. And I appreciate you. Salute, Tay-Tay. You and I talk behind the scenes seriously. And I appreciate you. Salute to my brother Mike Jones in that super chat. He said, what was the first song you jammed this year? To me, it was Temperature Rising by Mobb Deep. Well, the first song I jammed this year, you guys probably won't even know. You guys probably won't even. Copper, salute. Gerard, Harlem in the building. Todd French, salute. First song I blasted this year, you guys probably wouldn't even know. It's a song called I Will Be Heard by a group called Hate Breed. Just YouTube it. Hate Breed, I Will Be Heard. With that being said, good morning. Sensei's in the building. Happy New Year, good brother.
Happy New Year. Of course,
Yes,
I start
sir.
the new year off with computer acting up. Hey, it is.
You already know.
You
You already know, man.
Salute to everybody in the chat. Happy New Year. And we're ready to kickstart another one, man.
Yes, sir. Yep. This is great stuff, man. And again, I appreciate everybody that sees value in what I do. Like I said, I got involved in this to support a movement. It was dear to me because I was literally the day, and this is, I'm not kidding. The day I was about to say, F YouTube talking boxing, because I felt I couldn't go anywhere and have a conversation without getting called a racial slur. That day, I found the channel called 78 Fight News. That was the channel, 78 Fight News. And I said, all right, let's see what this brother talking about. And in 2 seconds, I said, this brother sound like everyone in my family in the Midwest. I identified with him, and he was talking logic. And I said, all right. And then through him, I found other channels. And without getting into the rigmarole, here we are. And that's why I started doing content when the brother started the Ldbc. Because I said, we need to support each other. And I've been here ever since. So some people got in for noble reasons, like myself. Some people got involved because they felt they can get in here and make some money once YouTube started throwing dollar signs at us. And when they felt that they couldn't, that they didn't reach where they felt they could reach, all of a sudden it's our fault. We're about money making, and basically they're saying that they're not sharing the wealth. Basically, if they didn't have the same amount of fire that 78 himself If they can't click the live button in a week and have 500 people in their chat like 78 can, all of a sudden, it's our fault as a collective. No, man. You got involved here to make money. And my thing is this: if you got on here to make money, go do it. Go do it. I got on here to support a movement. And I also said if I ever get monetized, I'm gonna treat it like a business. I would be stupid not to. I got monetized. And the first thing I did, and Stormy can tell you this, the first thing I did, I said, man, we need to bring all of our brothers up. And God damn it, I'm everywhere. And I try, and there's people in the chat that'll tell you, I've spoken to them behind the scenes and said, okay, we got ideas, we got to do this, we could do that. I've had Zoom meetings. I've spoken to people behind the scenes on StreamYards. All right. Stormy is one of the people that's helped me, and I've helped him. Sharing links, sharing the videos, you know, I'm trying to bring everybody up. So I mean, look, man. That's why I don't get annoyed when people like say things about me because they don't know me. They don't know me. And I don't be going around telling people, yo, man, tell people I helped you. No, fuck that. I don't need that. Because you get what you put out, good or bad. If you're an asshole, eventually it's going to catch up to you. Eventually. There's no timetable on karma. Trust me. But it's going to come back. But if you're a good person and it comes from the heart, you helping people, it's going to come back. That's why the troll videos and the trolls that show up, that don't bother me. It just gets my views up. Like I said, I get more emails from people that say, yo, look, I thought you were some sort of bad guy. And then I finally came to YouTube and found your channel. And these are guys from Twitter emailing me this. Saying, yo, I don't even fuck with YouTube like that, but your name was everywhere and I went and found you and you're nothing like what they said. Salute. That's my response. Salute. That's my response. Salute.
I'd like to share a little bit about like myself, because I had a period between, I want to say it had to be 2003 to about 2008, where I took boxing off. And, you know, you're talking about one who was a loyal subject, you know, to the sport of boxing, almost to the degree that, you know, my ex at the time, you know, was like, you watch too much doggone boxing.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. But I was involved in the sport, in the gym and stuff like that. And so when I took that time off, I was like, you know, like I have about the NFL and the NBA. I don't watch them anymore. But boxing was always in me. That was my first love out of professional sports. So when I start finding the internet and YouTube, I come across 78 Sports TV. And that was when he had that intro that used to sing, let's get funky, get on down.
That's what drew me in. I said, yo, what's this? Yeah.
I started watching him when he was doing his thing, and listening to him talk about the sport of boxing and everything. I was like, oh, okay, this is kind of cool. Because, you know, when I was introduced to YouTube, I was just watching like music videos and stuff like that.
Me too.
And when I started my channel, I didn't realize I was starting a channel because I was just like downloading videos and saving them and stuff like that. Right. Or any material that I watched that I would save and put into what they now call your library or whatever. So I started watching him, and then he ran into that suspension thing where then he combined with Black Fight Fan.
Right.
So that's when I learned about Black Fight Fan. So I'm listening to these two brothers and I was like, man, they brought my love for boxing back.
Right.
They brought it back because they was talking about it from a perspective that I could totally relate to without that stuff that we've talked about in the past about what the YTB used to do. And I'm like, okay, I could get with this, you know? So I'm watching them, and they started getting to be a successful tandem together. Yes. And they inspired me. I'm like, man, I think I'm gonna start me a boxing channel and just talk some boxing. And I didn't know nothing. You know, I barely know how to turn the computer on and push the button, you know? So for me to say that, you have to understand the type of impact that these brothers had, you know?
Yes.
And now I look, it's 5 years later, and I'm on here with you, and we do shows, and I do my own content. I'm over 2,000 and something videos and live streams that I produced on my own channel, had over 1 million views to my channel. So somebody out there is like listening to me, and I'm like, wow, it's just this brother from Chicago. That's, you know, but I owe a lot of gratitude and that to brothers like 78 and Black Fight Fan for what they did, you know, and a lot of gratitude for brothers like yourself that allow me to collaborate with you and vice versa. And we just take this to the next level because there's people out here that watch us that we inspire. You know what I mean? And it's never about competitive. It's always about progression. And people in life don't understand and know that enough because the selfishness of man is always put in the forefront. You know, I told you to watch that movie last night, and when I said that, it's because a lot of the dialogue in the film tells you a lot about man and this nation, this country. That's why, you know, the recommendation. But when we're on here, words are powerful. We say it all the time. Yeah. That's why you have to be selective in what you say sometimes. Sometimes you have to lash, but more often you have to kind of bring people to a place of begin the process of thinking. Yeah. Kickstart this thing up here, because when you can kickstart that, nations, mountains will move. Yes. You know what I mean? And for those that suffer and fall by the wayside, we can't worry about that. We can't worry about that because everything is not meant to ascend. If that was the case, then all creatures of nature and creation would fly through the skies.
You're in line, bro. You're in line. So, you know, we had a road travel, man. And we're still on that path, man. And it hasn't been all peaches and cream. You know, we had a lot of people that we considered family that, you know, went their own way. We had a few people that were, like I said earlier, along for the ride for I'll just say not noble reasons. And we had people that were genuine, even the people that are not content creators. We see them every day. We see them everywhere. And that's what I'm saying, man. We appreciate the hell out of you guys because you guys are solid in yourself. The same names I see in my chat are the same names I see in Stormy chat, the same names I see in the general. And I know, listen, I know everybody can't be everywhere. But, you know, again, we got full-time lives, full-time jobs, whatever. But whatever you do with your eyesight, you know, it's all appreciated. It really is, man. And it's worth us getting up to do this. You guys make it worth it. You guys support. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about, you know, the super chats and the donations. That's just bonuses. You understand? Your support. There's 115 people in here right now. I appreciate it. I really do. You guys make it worth it. You know what I'm saying? Salute to Todd French in that super chat. Much love. Happy New Year's to the chat. Drew and Storm, man. Salute to you. My brother Trill Will been in the strong house almost 2 years. Happy New Year, Ldbc family. In that super chat, he says, thank you, Stormy, for mentioning Rebel Moon. Salute. And let me tell you something about this brother right here. This brother has had a road that he traveled. You know what I'm saying? We've all made some mistakes, but this brother has had a road. I know all of it. I was here for all of it. There was a mistake made, you know, because when things are new, you make some associations and you don't know who people are until they show you. That happens. That really does. Someone could be cool, and then you see them doing something silly, and now you're in it. You're like, oh man, I didn't know he or she was like that, and now you're in it. He stayed the course. He got right. YouTube did something to his first channel, and the brother was ready to quit. And I called him. I said, bro, listen, what did Bob Marley say after he was about to do a show and they jumped in and beat him up? He had broken bones. The next day, he's getting ready to get on stage. I was like, what are you doing? He said, evil never takes a day off. Why should I? So I said, man, get back in the saddle, start your new channel. And in under a year, the new channel, this one he got monetized again. This is what I do. This is how we do. This is how he does. This is what Stormy does. This is what a community does. So when you hear all this negative rhetoric about the LDBC, the people talking have never been a part of a community. These guys have tried to start rival communities, and it's all fraudulent. All they are is a bunch of haters that you form a united front because they don't like us and they don't know us and they try and emulate us. But me and Stormy was laughing because we spoke the other day, and I said, you know, y'all know the Justice League and the Legion of Doom. Do you know why it would never make sense for the Legion of Doom to win? Do you know why? Let me ask my nerds a question. If the Legion of Doom actually beat the Justice League, let's say they wipe everybody out, Superman's gone, Batman's gone, Aquaman's gone, Wonder Woman's gone, and they actually won, would you trust a planet with Lex Luthor, Gorilla Grodd, Black Manta, and all those villains running the planet? Who do you trust? If you're a part of that team, who do you trust? You just beat the Justice League, and now you're standing next to Lex Luthor. You know that nigga got a plan for everybody, because you're next. Who do you trust? So they would never, ever win. And that's what happens with these rival factions. I don't even respond to any of them. But you know what always comes back? I swear to God, 2 years ago, I was just on YouTube, just browsing. And one of these fools came up, and I saw his face. I said, why is this nigga face coming up on my... And something told me, click on the video. And this ugly mofo with the gap in his teeth is talking about, yeah, I stopped working with such and such. And he said a name, another guy that had listen carefully, he had a problem with me. It was a British nigga, had a problem with me. And it wasn't the British nigga that's, I don't know, it's a new year. Maybe he'll finally take my penis out of his mouth. But there was another British guy. DFTV body bagged this guy like 3 years ago. And then he made a video about me. So I said, huh? First of all, I didn't know that those two clowns was working together. Number two, it was short-lived because they formed a united front on some anti-LDBC, and guess what? They fell out. You see how that works? I said, oh, look at that. Look at that. They got together on some anti-LDBC and they fell out. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Brainiac and Lex Luthor. Knocked heads. There you go. You don't have to lift a finger. You don't have to respond to everything. So it's a new year. And we're still winning. We're still winning. I'm excited for Fridays now. You know, like I said, Stormy told me you got to give something up. And I said, you know what? I'll give up my Fridays. So y'all could find me on Bear Cave Entertainment every Friday. We'll be getting our nerd on. And we got a lot to discuss over there. We got a lot to discuss. You know what I'm saying? Stormy, we're doing Nerds on Culture tonight?
Yes, sir. We're talking about the second Black Renaissance.
Yes, sir. The second one, y'all. Second Black Renaissance. Tune in. Y'all see what we're talking about. Salute the boss Red. That super chat, much love. He says, Happy New Year. It's like the first Blade movie plot. Buddy wanted the whole world to be vamps. Well, if you don't know how, if you do that, how are you gonna eat? Who's the prey? Exactly. Real quick before we get to some boxing, I remember watching the Justice League cartoon, and Gorilla Grog he's like a smart monkey. He's a smart gorilla. He's a smart gorilla. How funny is that?
Caesar.
So there was this big buildup. He was building this machine, and the machine was finished, and this big old ray came out. So then everyone was like, "What the hell does this thing do?" So then Wonder Woman went to go punch the beam coming towards her, and she punched it, and it went through her and turned her into a goddamn ape. And she said, "Oh, come on!" And that was his plan, to turn everyone to apes. Well, Batman does something, breaks the machine, everybody turns back to normal, right? And Gorilla Grog was like, all right, I got another plan. We're going to do this. Lex Luthor takes out his gun and shoots him. Boom! Everyone was like, oh, shit. He was like, that was his plan, to turn the world into monkeys? He said, man, get him the hell off the spaceship, and threw his ass out, man, or locked him up or something. He said, I left it up to him, and this is what he did? His plan was to turn everyone into apes? That was the plan? Friction. A bunch of supervillains could never unite. That's how I view all of these cats that talk about us. And guess what? Not everybody got to be in the Justice League. Not everyone got to be a part of the Avengers. You could be your solo hero. It's fine. You know what I'm saying? Ego's boxing ego and champ side. That's family. Salute the champ side. Oh, and before I move forward, you know what, Stormy, I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna save that for your show. What we spoke about. Yeah, we'll talk. We'll talk about that. But let's get to some boxing this morning, man. I just want that was a big old thank you to all of you guys, man, guys and gals. A big old.
And I just want to add to what Drew was saying about thanking our real supporters, because like we talk behind the scenes and we acknowledge, we actually have conversations about the support network that we have, and you guys really don't understand how much we do appreciate it. So when he comes on and he sincerely speaks from the heart and he says these things, my sentiments are exactly the same, because we take acknowledgement. We have discussions about like, wow, did you see how so-and-so was there for this and that and whatever? And it's like, we understand, because our time is every bit as integral. We go to other people and support them the same way. And to have someone come and show that love and support to us, it's not missed. And we're even coming up with ideas how to show those appreciations for that going forward. So just know, and it's more than just trying to get somebody to hit the like button, because the like button, I don't even know if a lot of people know what that means on the channels, but the like button is sincerely at its essence a generalization of the fact that this is something that I could tune into. That doesn't mean you co-sign to everything we say. It doesn't mean that you have to give up what your beliefs are and this and that. That just means that, like, wow, it's like you go to a movie because you want to see the movie. It's not, you don't know whether you like it or not until you came out. But when you went, you spent your $1 to see it, right? And most times you're usually happy with it. If it's a piece of crap, you could come out and say, well, that was a piece of crap. I know I'm not buying that on DVD, or whatever. But when you come out and you hit our like button, but you're here every day, I mean, you may as well show that, by now that you're here on a regular, share the content, you know, let others know, put others on to it, not to be like you, but to say, hey, check this out. How many recommendations has Drew given to me about other channels to check out? And I've done it. And I was like, wow, this is pretty cool. Some enlightening stuff. Sometimes it's stuff that I may not have even trekked across those airwaves to look at. And even by doing that, through the news feed, even more content comes through. And it's like, wow, you know, sometimes you can say, oh, don't recommend this or whatever. But the whole idea of it is to broaden the horizons. And when you came up a year ago with that Lions Den broadcast community, that's exactly what we've become.
That's right.
And people who may not like what the founder of the Ldbc created and everything, they're so short-sighted because it has given you an alternative means to what was out there before.
Sure.
And that alternative means is something that could include you, that can value you, that can uplift you and help you progress beyond a point that where you are, just like it has done for us. Imagine if I had just said, oh, Black Fight Fan and 78, those brothers think they know boxing. They don't know boxing. I've been in the gyms. I've been this and that. It's like, do you see what I'm saying?
Right.
I would have short-sighted myself from being able to be a part of a tremendous creative process, because we all have gifts that are given to us. Some gifts lay dormant in people, and all they need is a little inspiration or a little ignition to kickstart it to go forward. And next thing you know, look at the success that CC has.
Oh,
that
boy.
is tremendous, and I love what she's doing.
Wow.
Could I do that? What she do? No. But it's like she's ascending in a way that you all have to understand. This wasn't meant for that. This wasn't meant for that. But you can't hold or restrict what God has for somebody. You can't. So it's like, that's a prime example of like seeing how it could go from this way to that way in a progressive, positive manner. And look at how many other people can also benefit from that, because some people are along for the journey and it will create a new process within them. But to be sitting up hating, you know, like when I put that Snoop Dogg picture up on my screen from Baby Boy, when they be looking at the screen like, you know, like Snoop Dogg, they be sitting up hating like that. They're going nowhere. They're just going to be laying right there in the gutter, looking up at you with that same look on their face while you ascend to higher ground.
You know, you just made me think about something. You know, there's a lot of people that do hate, but they're very, very smart. They're very smart. I'll say this. There's a lot of guys that can't stand us as a unit. And I've been to some of their channels just to see what the hell they're talking about. And I'm like, man, that sucks, because you know why? They do know boxing. They do. They really do. But the fact that they watch what we do, and because some of us might not speak boxing the way they speak it, some of us might not be as articulate as them, as old as them, as polished as them, involved in the sport on the level that they have been, rather than rub elbows with us and share their experience so we can bring them up and say, hey man, you know, y'all like what I say, but did you hear what this guy had to say? Come on my panel, you got to hear this, because this guy has something to share. Instead of doing that, they click live on their button and talk about what we don't do. And all they attract is about a couple of hundred haters. And that's as far as it goes. You know why? We get more love than hate. I never said that I know everything about boxing. I take pride in telling my audience, I don't know everything. You think I know more about boxing than this man right here? You think I knew more about boxing than Kurt? You think I know more about boxing than Scrapbook? It's not about what you know. It's about what you bring and how you share it. It's about humility. I want to know everything. And if you have something to share, I want to help you get it out. I want to help you get it out. That's why me and this man had such a connection. I said, man, we got to get more of this out. He brings to the Ldbc a perspective on boxing that, in my opinion, I couldn't bring it. It's different from me. It's different from 78. It's different from BF. It's different from Trail Well. It's different from Black. It's different. He's needed. We need guys like Scrapbook. We need guys like Stormy. And there's a lot of people out there. Just they're there. I'm telling you.
And what have I done in this community? Have I ever come out here and try to diminish anyone else?
Never. Never.
I come out and I have always said, even from the initial inception of me starting my video, which my video out there announcing that I'm going to start my own channel, I've always said, I just want to be a part that help makes the engine run. I don't want to be out front. I don't want to be grandstanding. I don't want to have the most subs. I don't want, that stuff doesn't mean anything to me. Quality content has always been my mantra. That's what I want to do. Now, would I like more support? Of course, but it's not at the stake of risking what I'm a part of.
Right.
Because what I'm a part of is greater. That when I'm long and gone, it'll still be. And for someone to say, y'all remember when Stormy was there, when he was around, that's what I work toward. I'm not working toward to be the man, because there's always another man.
That's
you
right.
understand?
That's right. They're there.
I want to be amongst the men.
It's like boxing. It's like boxing. Right now, there's another Canelo down there. And I'm talking about skill set. There's another Canelo. Right now, there's another Bud somewhere. There's another Bud Crawford somewhere. We just haven't seen him yet. There's always someone there. There's always someone there. And I hope y'all subscribe to because Hamburger Cheese, that's Black. Him and Junior just did a premiere. I enjoyed that, man. That's the type of time I'm on. And you gotta understand, we're the Lions Den boxing community, but we're not a Lions Den broadcast community, because we're ascending to a different place right now. We are. And I enjoyed that conversation. That premiere was dope. Salute to Junior. Junior is as solid as they come. Junior's as solid as they come. That's why I started Pep Talk. That's why I started Bear Cave, because I have so much to offer. And the community's growing, man. It sure is.
Could you highlight Healer's last comment there?
This one?
Yeah. Think about that, what he's saying right there. And salute to Healer for even saying something like that. But you see, he says he think about what I says a lot when releasing content. That's why he doesn't touch certain topics. He want quality videos. You see, what that means is that just giving someone something, didn't I say earlier about activating this up here?
Yes.
Because when you think first before you speak or act, you have to understand that whatever comes beyond that is done with purpose. See, but when you just do it off of a instinctive reaction or whatever, sometimes you have to go back and say, oh, y'all, I'm sorry, I really didn't mean to say that. Or you have to retract something, or delete it and get rid of it. I've talked about, this is 5 years now of my channel. I've never produced a show or video where I say, let me take that down. Never. And that just comes from simple observation of knowing, like, okay, like in other words, when someone says, if some news comes out, right, and it's like everybody jumps on it and everybody's saying that version of this and that, and you turn out it was fake, or it didn't even really happen, or whatever. Now you look a little foolish.
That's right.
Only because you didn't practice reservation, which is a discipline of just being patient, and even if you do feel strong about something, understand that if you create behind it, you still have to stand on that. I remember, and I'll stop after this. I remember a small conversation in an interview I had seen with Denzel Washington once earlier in his career. And they were asking him about the roles he would take. And he said he had deferred to Sidney Poitier. And, you know, Sidney Poitier had a reputation in the industry as a stand-up man who made quality work and things of that nature, won an Oscar and stuff. He said that Sidney told him, when you think about your body of work, always think back 10 years. If you accept this project, can you look back on it 10 years from now when you had much more growth in life? Will you feel good about having done that project? You know what I mean? And will you still feel like you felt when you accepted it and things of that nature? And Denzel said he marked his career around that with the consideration of, you know, being responsible enough to know that I can take this work and let it be a part of what I do. And then when I look back on it, it's just another thing that another book I put on the shelf that allows me to say, hey, this is part of who I was as a performer or whatever. And that makes a lot of sense. And it's a sound bit of advisement for all of us in life, really, when you think about it.
True story. And I remember that interview. Also, salute, Anthony. Good to see you, good brother. Cop Killer, salute. If I miss you in the chat, just know that I love you, man. Denzel also shared those same sentiments. How he looked at Sidney Poitier, he also shared those same sentiments with an actor by the name of Will Smith. And Will Smith went to him over a role that he was on the fence about taking. In the same lecture that Sidney Poitier gave Denzel Washington, he gave to Will Smith. And y'all know what that role was? It was that role with that movie where Will played a gay kid. And Will took that role. And that movie's over 20 years old now. And it's weird how entertainment can reflect life. But with that, let's talk some boxing. Oh, man. So what could we expect in 2024? What do we want? Well, yeah, we've been thanking you guys and just dropping some gems for like an hour. So let's get to some boxing. The first name I think of is our brother Elijah Pierce. He was on Blue Bloods live yesterday. It was earlier yesterday. I believe he was on Blue Bloods. And salute to Elijah Pierce. He has some things in the work, some things he can't release right now. Of course, Blue Blood talked to him about the Tank situation. Hashtag Tank Franks. I want to see him make a power move. He mentioned Inui's name. He's a bit ducked at this point, at this time, because he doesn't have the proper backing, but he has some things in the work, things that he couldn't reveal on the platform. But now's his time, and I want to see him make a major move this year. He has all the talent. He's a showman. He has power. He has great defense. He's game. He also said that the sparring that he had with Tank, that he saluted Tank, that was misconstrued. Y'all know the story. This kid's young. This kid's hungry. He's talented. If you follow him on IG, he's giving his opponents gifts before he beats their ass. And he's been on fire. So he wants that Inui smoke. But right now, no one knows him. And this is a year where he needs to make a power move. And hopefully the people that he's around, he can get that big break. So, you know, I'm standing 10 toes down with my brother.
On?
What's that?
What platform has he been competing on? Who is he signed with? Like PBC or
No,
anybody?
He has something in the works. He couldn't reveal it, but he says he has somebody that's willing to get his back. It's a known name. He didn't disclose it, you know. And when he discloses it, we'll know. We'll know when he discloses it. But this should be his year where he gets a break, and all he has to do is perform. And I trust and believe that he will. You have any thoughts on Elijah Pierce?
Well, the one thing that comes to mind is like, yeah, it's okay to say you want Inouye. Inouye is the top.
Yeah.
Right now. It's unrealistic. Mm-hmm. Now, I'll tell you what I mean when I say that. I'm not hating on Elijah at all.
No, we're just being honest.
What he should start doing is putting himself in a position for people to know who he is. You got a couple of other guys, like, for example, Tapalis, who just lost, right? Yeah. But not necessarily him, because he just lost to Inouye. Mm-hmm. But you can look at Akhmadaliev, who Tapalis beat and just had a victory recently himself. Mm-hmm. So that's an earmarked victory right there. You get a guy like that, boom, you cut him off at the legs. Now you're automatically in the conversation. Or there's another fighter down there. I don't have the list with me, but there's like at least 3 fighters that he could look at, with Akhmadaliev being a really nice one, because he's limited, but at the same time he's a good name at that weight class.
He's number 1 in the WBA too. Yeah,
because if Tapalis didn't defeat him earlier in the year, what would have happened is he could have got the shot against Inouye, Akhmadaliev, and that's a different fight for Inouye, because Akhmadaliev can punch, and we saw Tapalis hit Inouye a lot. He was very mindful of his defense, which is why he lasted, and he actually fought a better fight than Stephen Fulton did. But Akhmadaliev is a little bit more reckless. But that gunslinger mentality with a fighter like him means that if he lands those shots on Inouye, maybe Inouye goes down or even gets hurt. So we know that Elijah is more skillful and has the ability to take a guy like this apart, but he has to do it now. He has to take that step. Doesn't have to jump into, because understand this about, that's a guy at the top that he's replacing, and I love the fact that this was brought up by 78 and everything. He's replacing like Lomachenko and everything. You know what I mean? That's going to be their guy going forward. So, let them do that. But at the meantime, build yourself to be the person to be able to take it away from them. Because just like Devin, when you do take it away, there's going to be 2 sentiments. You're lucky to get it and this and that. Or we knew that you were really good because you whooped him and he wasn't as good as they said he was. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but there is a way to do it. And I'm sure his people are working on some things, but I wouldn't just leap into a pool with Inouye just because it's 2024. So
yeah, I think, and I agree with you. I think that I think he said it more how I took it. I think he meant more of I'm here, and being that Inouye's the guy, that's the goal. Now I'm going to get to work to put myself in a position where I'm noticed, and that's where matchmaking comes in. I doubt that he's going to be with someone that's going to throw him to the wolves. I mean, you never know, because they could have a guy in place for that, and they can say, okay, well, we could throw this Elijah kid. They'll try and make Elijah the guard dog, like how they did with AJ and Dillian White. Before you get this guy, you got to fight this guy. You got to fight the mini boss. You understand?
And And I give you an example of that. That kid, Jericho Quinn, who beat that kid, Peter McGrail.
Yeah.
This last month. It's like they brought him in. He's a veteran, not a veteran, but he's a fighter in the division, and they were building McGrail. And when you look at Jericho's amateur record, it was like 30-20 or something like that, so he had lost some fights, but what they didn't look at was that meant he can fight. It's like, just because you got 20 losses and you got 50 fights, you got 20 losses, that don't mean you can't fight. That possibly mean that you may have took fights on short notice, you took fights in people's backyards, you know what I'm saying? It's like, and that's the difference. That's a great example.
Yeah. So we're gonna have to see. I'll be in contact with him. Hopefully, I just want to see the brother get some shine, and when he gets to shine, all he has to do is perform. And I think he's hungry. He's been waiting for this. But actually, not waiting. He's been putting in work for this. And I want to see him get his opportunity. So salute to Elijah Pierce, and I think the kid will be okay. So I'm kind of moving up the ranks right here.
We need to find out who is the matchmakers over there at Matchroom, because whoever that person is, they ain't been fired yet. Dude, they be putting their fighters in some damn competitive ass fights. In other words, you either gonna use it or get off the pot over there, because
didn't we say that Eddie Hearn, there's some shit he's done in the last 3 years, he need to get put in jail? It's like, what are you doing, man? That's an Eddie Hearn thing, man. I mean, goddamn, there's been a few things we were like, what is he doing that for? But I mean, I guess salute to Eddie Hearn. Looking at 126 right now, I'm on boxing scene. WBA is vacant. I'm telling you, Cool Boy Steph is ranked number 3 in the WBA. Raymond Ford's ahead of him, and I don't know who Kolmatov is. I ain't even gonna hold you. I don't even know who that is. But I like to see our boy Stephen Fulton get a second run, since he's not retired or nothing like that. And if he could grab that WBA vacant title, I'd like to see, this is wishful thinking, but I'd like to see a tournament for Undisputed. Ray Vargas, Stephen Fulton, Luis Lopez, and Rafael Espinoza. I'd like to see that. But, again, being that makes sense, we ain't going to get it. So I'll talk about 126 when they make a serious move. Now, featherweight at 130. I'm riding with Oshaki Foster. In 2024, I'd like to see a unification bout between Oshaki Foster and Emmanuel Navarrete. What you think about that fight? I love it. And salute Kondo. I see you, good brother.
But they've put Emmanuel Navarrete at super featherweight though.
They did?
Yeah. That's where he has the.
No, that's what I mean. I'm sorry, 130. I said 130, super featherweight. That's what I mean.
Oh, okay.
Featherweight, yeah. So
yeah, Oshaki and Navarrete. Yeah, that's a good fight. But I'll tell you what I would like to see is probably not gonna happen, because Oshaki beat up what's his name? Hernandez.
God damn, that was crazy.
Dude, I would like to see him get that shot against Joe Cordina, because Cordina is another champion over there with the IBF title, and Oshaki got the WBC.
Yeah.
And Navarrete has the WBO. So if he could get the Cordina fight, it'll be nice, and then we could see a unification, for more marbles, or even if Lamont Roach would be interested in fighting for unification.
Dope. That'd be dope.
With Oshaki. Yeah. See, now you're talking. When you talking about matching them guys, Navarrete is going to be difficult for anybody, just because
I was about to say that guy's a problem. Navarrete's a problem, man.
he's so unorthodox, you know. But it would really be cool if they could start unifying these champions at that weight class. Super feather is lit, man.
The super featherweight, I'm gonna be paying more attention to the 130 division this year, man. Navarrete is a talent, man. I have not seen nothing like that, man.
It's like a Mexican version of the Drunken Master.
Yeah. Yo, and check this out. When he signed the fight, Oscar Valdez, on paper, I said to myself, Oscar should win this fight. That's what I said. I said he should win this. He should. And then by round 2, I was like, wait a minute. He can't hit him clean. He couldn't hit him clean. And you can't train a fighter to do that, man. You can't do it. I was like, what the hell? What the hell is this? And when the fight was over, he put on his cowboy hat. His face was clean as a motherfucker. Oscar was all busted up. I said, yo, he could have stopped him. Yo, Oscar looked bad. Yo, Oscar didn't look that bad when he fought Shakur. Oscar looked bad. I said, holy shit. Navarrete's a problem.
And can I say this? And I hate to bring his name into the conversation again because it ain't got nothing to do with him, but it's got a lot to do with why he won't fight him. That's why Canelo don't want to fight Mexican fighters. Because you got guys out there like Oscar Valdez, you got guys out there like Emmanuel Navarrete, and you got guys out there like that young kid that just beat up on Ldbc Ramirez.
Yeah.
That's what's in Mexico, bro. Fighters. Yeah, you got some who are just kind of run of the mill. You could bring in, they'll make a good fight for you and be opponents. But you got some other ones out there that is just hungry, ready to become a world champion. And it's throughout the divisions. I would say from middleweight down, you got some damn good Mexican fighters out there. That's why Canelo don't want to fight him. When he comes out there and he lies to you, talking about, I represent Mexico. No, you don't.
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Let me tell you something. I'm going to do a show. I'm just trying to find out time to do it. I'm going to do a show dedicated to Mexican fighters. And I know Canelo got everyone kind of pissed off with his behavior. Again, I never said Canelo's trash. The kid could fight. It's just the business moves that are pissing me off. That's what a lot of these guys. But when you talk about Mexican fighters, I just said there's people in the ranks that are next up that we just ain't seen yet. Like, we knew about Errol before we knew his name. We just know that some kid beat Floyd's ass and got thrown out the gym. That was Errol. Right now, there's dudes wandering around in these divisions in all of the weights, come to find out. That is next up. We just ain't seen them yet. And think about that. When we get mad at Canelo, that's fine. But think about how you felt when you first saw Morales versus Barrera the first time. Think about how you felt when you watched that. I stood up the whole time like, oh. Think about Morales, Barrera, Marquez, who is not only one of my favorite Mexican fighters of all time. Juan Manuel Marquez is one of my favorite fighters of all time. That guy's look at his resume. I'm ready to put him in the Hall of Fame right now. He's fought everybody from Mark Johnson to Floyd Mayweather. He had no business in the ring with him. That guy Marquez wanted all of the smoke, and he got it too. If you want to apply a complete fighter to anybody, I never heard him complain about money at all.
And as good as Morales and Barrera were, they didn't really want to fight him when he was coming up behind them because they were like, wow, this kid he's as good as we are.
As good as we are.
You know,
yeah.
But, you know, I'm glad that they did. But at the same time, you could understand they recognized what their job, what their duty was in the sport of boxing. If the baton is going to be passed, it's going to be passed. That's what happens. But also, that's what when you fight quality opposition on a regular basis, that doesn't mean all of your last 6 fights had to be world killers. No, what that means is that at some point you have to have these tests against the other men who could test you to see not only where you are, but also to benefit what your legacy is for what you do. You know what I mean? And the money does come with it, but you have to do it when you're in a prime situation where you can bounce back. In the event that you take a loss, you can still bounce back.
Yep.
Who wants to take a beating late in their years? Nobody.
Nope.
It doesn't make sense to me. And then when you think you're making some money at that time, the money is probably mostly going toward hospital payments and all of that stuff. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
These guys don't. This is how you know there's mismanagement. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's something I feel very strongly about.
Let me read this super chat because we're gonna get to that. Eric Jordan, salute to you, good brother. And this brother's everywhere. This is another brother that supports. He's everywhere. Salute to you, good brother. He said, "Is there any possibility that AJ vs. Wilder 2024?" There's a possibility. I'll get to that in a second. There's a possibility. There's a possibility. And I see y'all in the chat. Salute. Yeah. Steve L. Shock is fighting Abraham, February 16th. So you know I'm supporting. Salute. If you want to know, if you've never seen it, if you want the true definition of Juan Manuel Marquez and who he is as a fighter, you ain't gonna get it in the Pacquiao fights. You may get it in Manny Pacquiao versus Juan Manuel Marquez 1, the first one. But if you want to know who he is as a fighter, as far as determination, heart, ring IQ, and just pure toughness, watch Marquez versus the baby bull Juan Diaz, the first fight.
Oh man, that fight right there, that's a classic, Drew. Matter of fact, I just watched that fight, like, not the whole fight. I watched the highlight reel of it. Probably a little over a month ago. And I had forgotten because that was kind of during that time when I wasn't watching boxing. Remember I said between 2003 and 2009, I wasn't like into it like I, had been or whatever. And that was one of those fights, like, I was like, man. And I think that's the fight that really had Baby Bull reconsidering, some things.
He went back to law school after that, I think. I think he fought again, and then he went back to law school. Luckily, he was smart. He was academically smart, and he just happened to be good at boxing. And I remember HBO was getting behind him. He fought Paulie Malignaggi, and I thought Malignaggi beat him, but Paulie got robbed, if we're keeping it honest. But he got in there and fought Marquez, and for a moment you thought he was going to get him out of there.
Man, Marquez pulled something out of, like, only within the warrior fighting spirit of a fighter.
Yeah.
That was kind of like some
all that talk about
Holyfield like stuff.
Yeah, it was Holyfield-esque.
Yeah.
All that talk about Aztec spirits and stuff, that shit hit Marquez that night.
Because he was literally hurt, Drew. He was literally hurt on his way out.
I was watching that because I felt bad because Marquez was my guy. I was like, oh no. And he just turned the tables on. He said, yo, look this here, man. I'm an adult. You're a baby. You're a bull, but you're still a baby. And he started whooping his ass and stopped him. I said, oh my God, yo. Marquez is my dude, B. I don't know how good his English is, but I'm going to get him on here with us. I'll get Xavier to translate for us, or Conor Loco, or somebody. But Marquez is one of my favorite fighters of all time. Of all time.
Hell of a fighter, man.
Man, that guy, man, give him his roses like now. Give it to him now. Fuck that. So that's 130. Now we have 135, our favorite division. Now look what it says now. The IBF and the WBO is vacant, but they got Vasily number 1 at the WBO. Number 1 is not rated by the IBF. Surprise, that's a shocker. Why? Because George Kambosos is number 2. Vasily's number 3. They're fighting for that vacant IBF. What do you think the WBO is going to do with their belt?
Vasily gonna fight for it.
You think he's gonna fight for it? I think they're just gonna give it to him. Who's he gonna fight?
The way they give it to him is it's vacant, but he gonna fight for it, and it's gonna be somebody he can beat, George Kambosos Jr. You know, that's what's gonna happen, and he probably gonna end up with 2 titles because Kambosos, I think, got the IBO belt, but it again. Remember, that's the fight that they're working on for spring.
Yep. So
WBO throws that in there. Vasil beats his butt, and then he picks up 2 belts because,
Now, so I predict that. Look, I'm just gonna go ahead and say this, y'all. I think the fix is in. He didn't beat Devin. I don't care how you feel about it. He didn't beat Devin. And the makeup call, like in the NFL and the NBA, you know, the ref makes a bad call this way, and then they make up the call on defense this way. I think what they're trying to do is set this man up to be the next undisputed champion at 135 before he retires, so he can have that. So they're already trying to erase his losses and everything else, and they want him to have that so he can go, because he's old. So they want him to go out with that. And right now, what I feel they're gonna do is after he has it out with Kambosos, he's gonna beat him, his Christian brother, as he put it. They said it, not me. He said it. So he's gonna beat his Christian brother. I think that if the WBO doesn't give him a gimme fight, they'll just give him the belt. He'll be unified.
See, the gimme fight is the George Kambosos thing. Think about it like this: who loves Lomachenko more than anybody?
The world?
No. Let's hear it. Bob Arum.
Oh, Bob, yeah. Right.
Bob Arum.
He haven't seen anything like that since Sugar Ray Leonard. And,
right. So now the WBO is whose belt?
Whatever Bob orders.
Now, check this out. Who else does Bob promote?
Oh,
Shitty
Top
Cuz.
Ranks.
Shitty Cuz.
Yep, Shitty Cuz. I hope y'all paying attention.
Out. No. Listen, check this out. Shitty Cuz just picked up a belt that Devin threw away, right? Because Devin moved on up and away from the division.
Ldbc, yeah.
He think he doing something, right? Shitty Cuz gonna be put in a fight and lose. It's a fight or an opponent that you ain't expecting. They gonna make sure them belts be laid out and ready for long. I'm telling you,
bro. You're right.
I'm telling you,
bro. You're right. You're right. You're right. Listen, Shakur fans, this isn't hatred, because do you think for 2 seconds I want Lomachenko to be undisputed? You think for 2 seconds I want to deal with that with Kambosos? He was already running around saying he was undisputed when he was not. Do you think for 2 seconds I want that? Those two dudes? No. They had the red carpet rolled out for Loma. Kambosos beat Teofimo. That was his fault. And then he started acting the fool. Listen to me carefully, y'all. I would rather undisputed boil down to Tank or Shitty Cuz, at least. I would like that. But I'm telling you, if Shitty Cuz get into the ring and has another De Los Santos situation, they're gonna take that fight from him.
The scorecards. Listen, if Vasily had the title already, the De Los Santos fight judging would have went a different way. It would have went a different way.
You know what they're gonna do to him? They're gonna pull a De La Hoya Trinidad on Shitty Cuz. I'm telling you, they're gonna do that. Remember, I felt De La Hoya did enough to win the fight, but because he literally ran for 3 rounds, they took that fight from him. They took it. I felt he done enough to win the fight, but the last 3 rounds,
Listen, man, it's funny. If you watch boxing, there's nothing new under the sun. You can almost see the play even better than the anybody, because it's like it's right there in front of your face. That's why Loma didn't take certain fights after losing to Devin. It's like, Shakur was like, hey, let's fight or whatever. No, he ain't got to fight you. He can go a different route. And before the end of 2024, Loma going to have at least 2 belts. I guarantee you. At least 2.
And I'm going to tell y'all something. I'm looking at the WBC rankings right now. There's more than enough people that can beat Shakur or can do enough to say, okay, if this guy can get to 12, and we can guarantee Shakur gives a performance like he did against De Los Santos, this time we're going to take it from him. Look at Keyshawn Davis down there. Look at Frank Martin down there. Look at Jermaine Ortiz down there. Raymond Murtala. Look at Isaac Cruz down there. I could see Isaac Cruz trying to take Shakur head off. Shakur boxing beautifully, but when it goes to 12, y'all remember how they said, yo, I think Isaac really beat Tank. He didn't. But you know how Isaac won the drama of the fight? And people were saying, yo, I think he really beat him. Let him go 12 with Isaac Cruz with a Lomachenko unification date on the line. They're going to give it to Isaac. Loma going to go in there and beat Isaac's ass. And I'm just using that as an example. Then there'll be 1 belt left. And don't look now. Don't act like the WBC, Mauricio Suleiman and Bob Arum are not already in cahoots. Because they were in cahoots with Teofimo Lopez when they was trying to freeze out Devin Haney. Remember, I play it all the time. Hey, Devin, you don't know. You're not going to get a shot, bro. We knew that. You know what? Let me play that and listen to what Teofimo says. Listen to what he says, y'all. The WBC and the WBO were in cahoots. See, Shakur's laughing and smiling and all this other stuff. I'm telling you, they're going to get his ass. Tay Jones in the building. Listen carefully. Listen carefully.
Hey, Devin Haney made a comment, trying to make whatever it is. But at the end of the day, Devin, you don't know. The WBC is not going to have you, even if you do the competition, they're not going to have you fight for the title. You can get mad at everything. I'm fighting for the title after this fight, for the IBF. And then after that, me and Loma for all 4. And where are you? You're not going to get a shot, bro. And you don't know that, but we do. And that's what we did. I'm not going to fight more fights. So it is what it is, man. Talk what you got to talk, my dude. But at the end of the day, you're not becoming a world champion at 135.
He said that, whole time he said that, where was he fighting? Top rank. WBO. The whole time he said that, he was on Top Rank. Talking about WBC business. Those guys had a meeting to freeze Devin out. So Shitty Cuz, I hope you're paying attention, young man. I hope you're paying attention. Don't you know the disappointment with Shitty Cuz was because he started acting a fool. He started acting a fool. And now, I didn't watch it yet, but I think Blue Blood put up a video yesterday. I didn't see it yet. But is Teofimo Lopez telling Shakur to leave Top Rank with him? Leave? I didn't watch. Anyone watch that video? I didn't watch it yet.
I didn't watch it, no.
Bro. Hey, yo. Hey, yo. I haven't watched it yet, but I said, that's strange. I didn't have a chance. I was wheeling and dealing yesterday. But yo, man. Yo. If Shakur thinks he's above getting outworked, he's going to find out he's not in the best interest, especially with the fact that he won but laid an egg with De Los Santos. That's not who they want in the driver's seat. My point in 135. And see, this is what I'm talking. See, guys, this is what I'm talking about. This Shakur and Tank and Devin thing. My only statement to those fans was, especially the Tank fans, if Tank is the guy, how the hell could the A side allow Devin to become undisputed? Devin did all the heavy lifting at 135. He fought all the important fights. There was a couple of the Lomachenko fight, no one was sure that he was gonna win. And that wasn't even a goddamn conversation with Tank's team because Tank was running from him for 4 years. And I'm not lying about that. I put a video out about it. I'm not lying about that. We're not talking about, oh, well, I think Tank beats him. I think Tank, yeah. But the point is, they never fought. And the A side makes the fights. So if the A side didn't make the fight, what does that tell you? And what are y'all left with? Oh, well, money and pay-per-views, and he's raking in dough. I don't care about that because I'm looking at the resume, and it's telling me the truth about him. Now, what is Tank going to do at 135? Because here's what I don't want, and I want y'all to pay attention. I don't want Lomachenko undisputed. Is Tank going to allow that to happen now? If he stays at 135? Because magically I'm hearing about him going to 140 now. So, shocker. Is that going to happen? Now, fuck that. What if Tank goes to 135? Who's the responsibility for it on? Shitty Cuz. Is Shitty Cuz going to run around and stop this shit? Is he going to stop Lomachenko? Because Devin did it already. Wait, I'm sorry. Devin didn't have to do it. He said, Pops, before we leave 135, I got one more thing to do. I want to defend against Loma. Devin is official. I don't care what you say. And don't look now. He's about to get that Saudi money. So Tank's really not about, he's about not to be the A side in a second. He's about not to be resume and money. Fuck around, he's about not to be the A side. But that's another conversation. But if Tank can stay at 135, is he gonna stop Lomachenko? Because I'm already assuming he's gonna beat Kambosos. Is he gonna stop Lomachenko from becoming undisputed? Or do y'all not care about it no more?
No,
y'all never cared about it. Y'all never cared about it.
Hold on. This is where the overfed, overcared for Doberman bites you back in your own rear end. Huh?
Right.
Tank said he don't want no belts. Remember? It ain't about the belts. Remember? Tank is a star, according to Nostrils. Huh? So even though Tank may be all of that and say all of that, as Loma goes here and picks up these belts that Devin left behind, these other fools are gonna be like, what is it? That word, casualties of war. It's like, listen, because they're not stepping up, bro. They're not stepping up. And they're going to be in a position where they can't dictate nothing. And if they do end up with fights against Loma, they'll get peanuts. Mm-hmm. And the objective, as you said, may be to have Loma become undisputed before he retires. Because that's the objective. He's an older guy. They want to have he's going to have all the belts, and then he'll announce a retirement. And he'll go down as the greatest Ukrainian fighter or whatever up to this point or whatever. I'm telling you, it's all being set up for this. And these fools who wouldn't step up and take the fights against Devin, Shakur, Martin, all of them guys, they had a chance at something. Now they're going to be crying the blues. They're going to be crying because the PTB has an agenda. Drew just played the soundbite to let you know how they operate with Teofimo revealing something that he wasn't supposed to reveal. And he was penalized for that. That was what all that lengthy inactivity was for him and everything. He was being punished for talking. And if he talked too much anymore, something else might happen to him.
You need to stop.
Because this is boxing, by the way. And if y'all don't know what that is, go check out Scrapbook's page, and he'll tell you about the history of the sport and how many unfortunate events happens to guys. Huh? Yeah.
Yo, here's my question to the Tank fans and the Shakur fans. And this is I'm not firing shots. If anybody other than those two brothers I mentioned, Shakur and Tank, If anybody at 135 becomes undisputed, how are you guys going to explain that? How are you going to explain that? You can't tell me that those belts don't matter. Because the people wielding them, if you could have beat them, you should have beat them and took it. And if you're the A side, it don't matter who you fight because there's money in anything that you do. That's what you're telling me. When you say Tank's a star, that means there's money in anything that he touches. 2 Garcias that didn't deserve to be in there. Eastside Cruz, that was an accident because Rolly got caught up with some nonsense, and then he ended up fighting Rolly. None of those guys had pay-per-views prior to Tank. And according to what everyone is saying, except Rick Glasser, those pay-per-views did well. So anything Tank touches is gold. So while you're touching everything that turns gold, why not take a belt?
Listen, man. Listen, it could go so much deeper. Check this out. I'm just going to drop this out there. I'm going to sprinkle it like that dude, you know, he'd be sprinkling a little. I'm going to sprinkle this out there like this. Calvin Ford was just in the news, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah. See, I ain't say nothing about it. Yeah.
No. I'm just going to say this.
Mm-hmm.
You think that's a coincidence? No.
Stormy, say it again. Listen. Say it again, Stormy. Say it again, Stormy. Because no one's paying attention.
It's not a coincidence.
Because we're hating.
They are carving the path for Lomachenko.
Oh
you guys are so freaking stupid. You're so freaking stupid. All they had to do was get in the ring and fight Devin Haney. And they didn't do it. Now they're going to miss out on all types of opportunities because I'm going to tell you, legal systems and involvements, those kind of things go on for months. They hold your career up. And who does he train? Think about it. Now,
these niggas are so
all
stupid.
of this stuff, I ain't got to make no video. Y'all the video. Because when you think about it,
the joke's on y'all.
Exactly.
The joke is on y'all.
Exactly what it is.
Bro.
Loma is getting ready to strut up in there. Hey, you still got the clip with the Usyk boogie. Can you play that?
Oh shit. You know what? Let me go grab that real quick. I think I know what that is too.
Just imagine. The Usyk boogie that's Loma right now on y'all asses because hey, it's been all laid out for him. You just don't even know it yet. You know how they say, oh, he dead, but he don't know it yet.
He's dead. You just Ken Sherrill your ass. You're already dead. You're already dead. You see, do y'all understand if Tank and Shitty Cuz and Devin got together and had a little thing going, by the time the dust settled, ain't no one would have been thinking about motherfucking Lomachenko or Kambosos. Because we'd have had a 3-way classic right there. But Loma finna walk in the front door like this.
Yup.
y'all so stupid. And any one of those brothers could have said, well, Devin already stopped it. But he's still there. So this is what I'm saying. All that A-side talk. Now, when Usyk starts belt collecting, what are the Tank fans gonna say? We ain't about belts. What are you about? What are you about? Let's go to the rankings. Remember when I asked, what do you want to see Tank do next? That's a real question. Oh, I'm on BoxRec. Did he take the WBA? He said he ain't want it. Did they just give it to him? Because they have him as here as a WBA. They have him right here as a WBA champion. You know that? Okay, let's play the game. Y'all really want to see an Eastside Cruz rematch? I don't. William Zepeda? No, thank you. Frank Martin? I'd love that. But why do you think we're not going to get that? Next topic. De Los Santos? Jesus Christ. Floyd Scarfield. Jose Valenzuela. And down here at number 7 is Loma. Then we go to the Chan Thompsons and Franmil Macayo and Abdulev and Gary Cully. Please, man. What is he going to do? Now, you're a champion. It says right here that you're a champion, a WBA champion. You said you didn't want it. They might have said, here, take it. With one fight between Kambosos and Vasily Lomachenko, one of those guys walking away unified champion. That leaves Shakur and Tank. And don't look now. All of a sudden, Coach Cal has an arrest warrant that he had to go back to Vegas to answer. I don't know what for. I don't know what happened. Weird how that came up. They're setting the groundwork to fuck those guys off. Okay? Shakur won again, and everyone ripped him a new asshole. This is the second time they did that. The second time. Y'all notice he's been kind of quiet on Twitter lately? Before, he wouldn't shut the fuck up. Now he's quiet. Coach Cal goes to jail, and Lomachenko and Kambosos are about to have a unification title fight. They're laying the groundwork for y'all. The reality is, Tank could have got rid of Lomachenko 4 years ago if Floyd was confident. Devin Haney put the boots to him in last fight, and all y'all said was, Loma really won. Now y'all got to deal with it. Devin already dealt with it. Now y'all got to deal with it. And I'm telling you, if any one of those brothers fuck around and lose to Lomachenko, y'all better stay off of YouTube for the next 2 months, because it's going to be bad for y'all. Not from me. I'm just going to be on here talking about, I told y'all. Didn't I tell y'all? Didn't I tell y'all they were going to do this? If Loma gets to the cards with Shitty Cuz or Tank, they're not beating Loma. Loma's going to, A-site. I show you who's A-site. Yeah. Loma makes it to 12 with either one of those brothers. It's over. And I'm going to be on here saying, I told you so. But all those other channels, the Russian channels, the racist Latin channels, bro, stay off of YouTube, man. Don't even go. Because I'm going to be here saying, I told y'all. Didn't I tell y'all? What happens when they sign the fight Tank and Loma and Coach Cal got legal problems? What happens then? What happens when they say, Tank, you still can't leave Baltimore. You got to train here. But Coach Cal, you got to stay in Vegas to answer that fucking warrant. What happens? What happens? And we don't know what can happen. I'm not wishing that on them. But all of this can happen. But y'all could have shut this down if we backed Devin like we were supposed to. I did. See, Lomachenko was supposed to be gone a long time ago. If Tank could have knocked him out, he should have did it 4 years ago, 3 years ago, 2 years ago. If he was going to knock out Devin, he could have did it 4 years ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. No. Instead of fighting who he was supposed to fight, he gave you everybody with a Spanish last name. Y'all coddled that kid. And you know what? We still don't know how good Tank is. We still don't know. I don't care what he did to Mario Barrios. We don't know. Because right now, I said a name. I said Frank Martin. Why is that not being spoken about? We don't even know how good Shakur is. We just put a cape on him. We don't know what happens when someone goes upside his head. We don't know. But I tell you what, if Twinkle Toes Loma, the ballerina, because you know his father did have him in ballet. That's a true story. I'm not making it up. If he makes it to 12 with any one of them, that is your next undisputed champion at 135. And I'm going to look at the Tanks, the Tankomaniacs, the Tank Franks. I'm going to look at the Shitty Cuz fans and say, yo, look, why'd y'all do that? Devin ain't let that happen. Y'all did that. Y'all did that. And I'm not wishing on it. I'm saying y'all somebody got to stop Loma now. Stop him. Can y'all do it? Can you please do it? Please? Rolling out the red carpet for this guy. He's supposed to be better than Ali and Sugar Ray Leonard, loses his second pro fight. And then every time we saw it on TV, this is what we saw. That. How the fuck you get to 14 without going past 2? He lost his second pro fight, but that's what we saw. And that's the second time they did that to us. This ain't hate. I'm asking someone to do something about it. And when Devin steps in the pocket, because he was undisputed already. He didn't have to fight Loma. He did it because he wanted to. And y'all ripped him for it. Well, Loma's now your problem. What y'all gonna do?
Unified, undefeated.
Oh man, you know I got man. Let me run that for y'all motherfuckers. Because this is how they see y'all.
Unified, undefeated. Unified, undefeated.
What?
Undefeated.
What?
Undefeated.
What?
Undefeated.
What?
Undefeated.
What?
Undefeated.
What the hell is even that?
Now, is that motherfucker undefeated?
No.
You goddamn monkeys, man. I swear to God. Now, it's nothing but a monkey saying that shit. I said, I know this motherfucker lost a second pro fight. I went on my computer. I said, it wasn't ruled a no contest. What happened? Loma's y'all problem now. I want to see what y'all do with it in 2024. In 2024, I want to see who stops Lomachenko. I want to see who stops him from becoming undisputed at 135. Shitty Cuz or Tank? Now, if Tank jumps to 140, oh my God, man. The Tank Franks, y'all down bad. There's still hope. If you're going to hang out at 135, please stop Lomachenko. Yo, listen. Will y'all be able to deal with it if Lomachenko becomes undisputed by 2025? Can y'all deal with that? I'm cool. Because I'll just be like, y'all told y'all, that's your fault. But can you, as a tankomaniac, can you, as a Shitty Cuz fan, can you deal with that? I'm just curious. Stop. Can you stop that guy? Please? There's two of y'all. If this guy goes undisputed 20 years from now, they're going to overlook Devin's reign at 135 and go straight to him. And I'm going to be on here with a big old gray beard like, oh, these motherfuckers, I told these niggas they would do this shit. Bronx on deck from a wheelchair, some stupid shit. Eric Jordan in that super chat, he said, bullish, but a shitty, but a monkey shit in his boots. What Tay say, our brother Tay? Salute, Eric. Tay said he beats everybody there. I hope so. I hope he does. I hope he does. Listen, can somebody hit Loma on his chin clean and knock him out, please? That's what I want. Can I get that in 2024? I need Tank to knock Loma out. I need that. I need Shakur to box Loma's face in so bad that if it goes 12, he's looking worse than what he did against Devin. I need 2 broken ribs this time. I need him crying in his corner with a swole eye, like how AJ looked against Usyk. Can I get that? Can I get that? Yo, Tay, bro, I hope so. Can he get that? Because they setting this kid up. They setting Loma up to be the next undisputed champion. I want to know if Tank and his fans are going to say either we're going to do that or Tank don't need to do that. Tank is above all of that. Tank is above belts. Belts collect dust. Well, Devin won the belts and left them shits right there with the dust on it. And like I said before, Devin is in Saudi fucking with the sheiks over there. So as far as resume, belts, and money, Tank is about to be the B-side in that situation if he goes to 140 and pursue the Devin fight. But now Tank got to worry about what's going on with Coach Cal. It could be nothing. But you got to answer a woman.
Even if it is nothing, it's to distract and keep people off of what's going on, what we've already laid out here. It's like, dude, I tell you, there's no coincidences, bro. No coincidences.
Nothing. This shit with Coach Cal literally came out of nowhere. And I'm not making fun of the situation. I don't like that. I don't like that. I really don't know. I don't even know what he did. I didn't read it. When I saw the news, I said, oh, fuck. What now? That's what I said. I said, what now? What are they doing to us now? Damn. They're laying the groundwork. It's like they dug a hole. It's like a big old plane. And then when you drive by it every day and say, man, that's beautiful. And then one day there's a big old hole in it. You're like, what the fuck is that? Then the next week, they're pouring cement in it. Oh, they building something here? They fucked up the plane. For a big old building there that's going to say Lomachenko on it. I need Tank or Shakur to fucking do something about this. Please stop this guy. Please. My brother Tay says, I believe they both should focus on their own career. It seems like everyone is missing the money play, clearly. I mean, part of the career, if we're talking about the same thing, Loma is a part of their career now. Because watch this. If Tank, Mr. A-Side, if Tank doesn't fight Loma, if Shakur doesn't fight Tank or Loma, when Tank retires, they're always going to say what Tank didn't do. They're always going to say what Tank didn't do. Hey, man, you never fought Loma. They do it to fighters today. Like, there's a lot of guys, I know I'm pressed for time now, but there's a lot of guys that I wanted to talk about today. But let's just jump straight to heavyweight. I remember at the height, fucking 7 years ago now, with Deontay and AJ. Those motherfuckers in the UK were saying, if Deontay doesn't fight AJ, he'll never reach the pinnacle of his career. And I'm like, wait a minute. Ain't that motherfucker the A-Side? D's done everything. And y'all niggas still ain't fighting. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? What's wrong with y'all? The A-Side don't want to make the fight. Somehow it was D's fault. What is wrong with y'all? Y'all crazy. They were saying, this is back when I was on Facebook, if D didn't fight AJ, his career will never be complete. And it wasn't the other way around. I said, well, wouldn't that mean the same thing for AJ? And these niggas were saying, oh, it's different. He's the A-Side. He sells out Wembley. He sells out more tickets faster than Michael Jackson. That's what they were telling us. I was like, yo, how does that work? I mean, these are the conversations I was having on Facebook. Another reason why I left, I said, some of those groups, there was a new level of retarded. Part of the reason why I'm not on Twitter, because those niggas just went over there. No, thank you. But if Tank doesn't do, he could walk away from the game with money in his pockets, but you can't tell me that he had a stellar career, because he didn't give me what I want. So if focusing on his career means, to me, it means fighting his contemporaries. The same reason why I'm giving Canelo Alvarez such shit. Sure, you've made all the money in the world. You're not giving me what I want. I don't even want you to fight Jamal Charlo right now. I don't even want you to do that. Because he ain't right. When I wanted you to do it, they found a way for you not to do it. A franchise status. Right now, I want you to fight Benavidez. I wanted you to fight Andrade and see if you could do what Benavidez did to him. And we wasn't even talking about Benavidez 3 years ago. We was talking about Andrade, a rematch with Lara, and Jamal Charlo. That's what we was talking about. You know what I'm saying? And he's just pimping us right now. And that's how I feel about Tank. I feel like we're being pimped. I'm not finna celebrate your tattoos and your pockets. I'm not on your team. I'm not on your payroll. I don't care about that. I don't care about any of that. I want to see how good you are. I believe you're the goods. At this point, with his behavior, I went from saying that him and Devin was a 50-50 fight to I think Devin outboxes him, possibly knocks him out. If people disagree, that's fine. How do we find out who's right and who's wrong? They got to fight. A-sides make the fight. 20 million was on the table. He said no. Okay, so what do you want? No. Wait a minute, Tank. 20 million is disrespectful? No. So what do you want? No. Hey, wait a minute. What do you want, motherfucker? Tank's answer was no. $5 million to come to the table to talk turkey with Ryan Garcia. When the math was all split in half, he walked away with 30. 5 million guaranteed, walked away with 30 with all that back end shit. This time, they're giving him 20 to come talk. Agree. Automatically, you're getting 20 million. And all that back end money and all that other shit, y'all can split it however y'all decide to split it. Tank said no. I'm like, what? What you mean no? What the fuck do you mean no? Okay, Tank, 20 million? No, okay, you don't want, what do you want then, Tank? Nah, just no. No? They ain't gonna turn around and give you Eastside Cruz the rematch or some weird shit like that. Are you kidding me, man? Keep it simple. That shit is ridiculous. So this is what we're dealing with at 135? And they're gonna jerk Shakur before he even make it to Lomachenko. I promise you. Let him have another De Los Santos night. They're gonna take it from him. And we're gonna be on here talking about, oh my God, Tank, Shakur got robbed. And I'm gonna get right on there on my post-fight and like, yep, he got robbed. But me and Stormy told you this was gonna happen. January 1st, we told y'all. Didn't we tell y'all they were gonna do this to him? He has one more performance like that, they're gonna do that to him? Okay. Yeah, he was robbed, yes. But we told you it was coming. So now that they got his shit out the way because the nigga he lost to, we know for a fact Loma's gonna beat him. Now what? What happened to Shakur's marketability? And then we're gonna look back at 2023 and you're like, oh shit, I should have took that 25% that Bill and Devin were offering. It's gonna come back and bite him in the ass. And guess what, y'all? That's what I don't want. Can one of those dudes stop Loma, please? I already know what they're doing. Salute to Eric Jordan, that super chat. He said, so Loma, the monkey shit in his boots, uses ninja sword to become the boogeyman of 135. Tank Shakur don't become the monkeys. Shit in their boots. I love the math, E. I love the math. Village Brother, salute. I love the math. Man, they're going to put that mofo in the driver's seat, and I'm going to be so annoyed, man. I'm going to be annoyed. Please don't let that happen, Tank. Please don't let that happen, Shakur, please. Damn, man. Can you stop Loma? God damn. I swear to God, Loma might go undefeated for the rest of his career, man. I'm going to be upset if that happens.
Whatever happens with Loma going forward, he's definitely going to end on a high note. They're going to ensure that. And he's going to get one of these young fighters' names on his resume.
Yes.
That's going to be the cherry. And I'm telling you, even if they got to pay a guy to lay down against him, and that doesn't necessarily mean lay down on the canvas, but to go in there and just let him win. You know what I'm saying? And if you think that there are fighters out here that won't take that opportunity to do so, you ain't learned nothing since we've been on the air.
Not a goddamn thing. Not a goddamn thing. Sidebar. Brother Dino I like this fight. Real quick. I like that fight. I liked it 3 years ago. I liked it 3 years ago before when they were both undefeated. I liked that fight 3 years ago. 4 years
like
ago.
Frank Sanchez versus Joseph Parker.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yep.
That's a good one. I want D to get his lick back though, but that's a good one.
Oh yeah, definitely that. But I'm just saying, since they,
This is good. This is a good get back fight for Joe Joyce too. Man, real quick, did the UK throw Joe Joyce in the garbage, man? They shouldn't have did that.
Dude, they seem to have taken their ever-loving arms from around him, right?
Oh man. That's fucked up, man. I like Joe Joyce.
They are some fickle people. They like their boxing, but they are fickle when it comes. If somebody loses or something, man, they be like,
you know what they like?
Never knew you, son.
You know what they're like? They're like New York fans. I ain't even gonna hold you.
Yeah.
They're like New York fans. Let me tell you, out here, when the Knicks and the Rangers and the Mets and the Yankees, and they're doing good, they talk about you so well out here. But when you fuck up, you be wanting to retire. Fuck even getting traded. You be wanting to retire. They will. These teams, bro.
And I heard that. Is this still true about the New York media? They lead the charge.
Yeah. Oh my God. They will drag you. I mean, when you're winning, you're winning. When you're winning, they're ready to put you in the Hall of Fame. But let you have 2 or 3 bad games in a row. You're gonna be traded. You were never good. You're supposed to be a leader and you're not. Oh my God, they will drag you. That's why dudes be like, yo, man, I'm ready to get fuck out of here, B. That's why there was a time, y'all know there was a time where Reggie Miller could have came to the Knicks in the 90s. He could have came to the Knicks. And he said, fuck that. A part of the reason why he didn't come is because of the media. Reggie Miller could have came to the Knicks in the 90s. In the 90s, during the Jordan era, by the way. And he didn't come because part of the reason was he didn't like the media. So I'm wondering if the UK, don't do that. And I'm a little biased because I met Joe Joyce. When I tell you, he is the most humble and friendly guy. And I saw it. When I did that stare down with him, he was crossing his eyes and I was trying not to laugh. I mean, and I was talking to him about, look, would you rematch with Zhang, do this, do this. And we was engaging, but there was a lot of people, he started getting swarmed. So I stepped off. He did a stare down with manager Marty. That shit was hilarious because Marty's like, Marty's short and Joe Joyce is bigger than me. But they're stared at, damn, I want to get a pic. I'm going to hit up Marty and ask if I can get a copy of that picture because it was funny. Marty's like looking up. I was like, oh, man, that was hilarious. But Joe Joyce is a good dude, man. I hope you guys, and I'm talking to the UK brothers, man, I hope you guys ain't throw him in the trash. Don't do that to him, man. It's boxing, man. Big Bang Zhang just got his number. That's okay. It happens. But him versus F.A. Jagba, that'd be a good little scrap, man. That'd be a good little scrap, man. That was, man. Oh, Sam Mack, I know, man. I know. The Knicks had some. If I had a copy of those front page, when Reggie went crazy, it scored like 13 points in like how many seconds? Abel, when they moved the 3-point line up like 3 feet, and Reggie went nuts and was hitting those threes, and he like, oh man, that day, I think, damn, that game might have happened, damn, because I know I went to work the next day, and you'd have thought someone died. Stormy, you in Chicago. Every time the Bulls came to New York, it didn't have to be a playoff game. It was like when it was over with, when the dust settled, it was like a goddamn funeral. It was bad. It was bad out here. It was bad. Yo, the 1993 playoffs, when the Knicks, it was like almost impossible to beat the Knicks at home. The Pat Riley Knicks. And the Bulls went up. I mean, the Knicks went up 2-0 on the Bulls' ass. And they had home court, right? I went to go see Dragon, the Bruce Lee story. When I came home, I looked and I said, oh, shit, the Knicks are winning. They beat them. The first game, that was the game where the world was introduced to John Starks when he bust Mike on his ass. And I said, like, I went to work and no, I went to school. I was still in high school. And all my boys was like, yo, man, we're going to beat them. We're going to beat them. What we got to do is win one in Chicago, and we're going to beat them. And I'm sitting there like, I don't know about this one. They said, why? Our man John Starks. I said, we ain't know shit about Starks all season long. He just had a good game. And I said, y'all know Mike is pissed off, right? Y'all not nervous? Nah, fuck that. The fucking Knicks lost 4 games in a row. Yo, that, you know what we call? Yo, you remember what I call the Charles Smith Memorial Game? You know what I'm talking about? I know Abel do. Here's Smith. Stopped. Smith stopped again. 6'10", shoulders out the hair, jump up and dunk the ball. He couldn't do it. The Bulls won that game. And game 3, Jordan lit John Starks up for like 55. Like 53 points. Scottie Pippen like 20 points, like 8 assists, like 3 blocks. He all over the place.
Do you remember the Jordan dunk?
Yes, I do.
He went up with that tomahawk and they jumped trying to block it, and he slammed that ball.
He was up over Ewing.
And he was like,
man.
Jordan was something, man. And what was really interesting about him was he always got up to come and play at the Garden.
Yeah.
He looked at that like he was playing before royalty, you know.
Yeah.
Because that was the number one, market in the league, so all cameras and reporters, everybody's there. So Jordan always looked at that as it's opera night, and his teammates didn't always take that, same view of it, but they learned over time that that's what that was. So I could remember Jordan doing certain things, man. His baseline moves were unstoppable. He could have you on the baseline, and he could turn this way and go this way and look like he was getting ready to pull up for a shot and go right around you and dunk the ball. It's like that man was.
It's like you didn't realize he was that close, but he had a crazy reach. Man, that game one when John Starks went off on him in '93. That's also the infamous. It's called the dunk. John Starks went baseline. He got cut off, ran the other direction. He jumped up, and he didn't realize he was that high. He dunked the ball, and in the picture, Grant, Pippen, and Jordan's in the picture.
Yeah.
And it's called the dunk. And my friends went crazy in school. And I said, yo, relax. Listen, Mike said that Sunday paper with John Starks dunking on them, he took it home. And I said, oh, shit. 53 points in game 3. Bust they ass. It swept them the rest of, man, I ain't want to talk about it. That shit crazy. That's Abel and that's Abel's lane and Ticket TV's lane, man. Go subscribe to our brother Abel and our brother Ticket TV. But yeah, man. Oh shit. Hold on. Shit. Okay. General's not on. But I'm gonna get out of here. I actually need to take a nap. But in closing, let me scroll up here. Damn, I really wanted to talk about a lot of stuff. But I want to see what happens with Bud and Errol, of course. I want to see what happens there. It's man down over here, but Errol got to show the world. I'm gonna skip 154 and 160 for serious reasons. Whatever. Wait a minute. Charles Cornwell is number 1 in the WBC. Charles Cornwell. Good luck to him. That's the brother that lied about a hand injury and postponed an entire, not postponed, he killed an entire event because he lied about an injury. I did a video on that. Fighters to watch out for. In the WBC and the WBA, it's super middleweight. You got Christian and Billy. Stormy put me on the 2 fighters this year. It's Christian and Billy. Look for him to make some noise. And at cruiserweight, of course, you know it, Jai Opataya, IBF champion. They got some big things going on in cruiserweight. I think Jai Opataya, it's a possibility he's next up. He's a serious player. I don't like what the IBF tried to do to him. If you know, you know. He went to go get his money, but they shouldn't have been so quick to strip him. And when Stormy spoke on that. He actually did a good thing, but if you're on the outside looking in, he wasn't chasing the bag. They just shouldn't have been so quick to strip him. You know why? Because number 1 and number 2 in the IBF is not rated. There's no one rated number 1 and number 2. He has no mandatory. So why would they strip him? Whatever. It's the business of boxing. Some guys can have a belt and not work for a whole year, like Jamal Charlo. You know what I'm saying? Some guys, as soon as they, I'm injured and I'm be on the shelf for 2 months, they take the fucking belt. Depends on who you are. In heavyweight, our family, Deontay Wilder, if he decides to continue with his career, which I think he will, he knows what he needs to do. And of course, I want to see you get that lick back with Joseph Parker, because we all know D's better than that. He knows he's better than that. So, we got it straight from the horse's mouth when we spoke to our good brother Tate Jones. He gave you everything that you need to know. And it's Bomb Squad this way, baby. Ain't nothing changing. You know what I mean? I definitely want to see him get that lick back against Joseph Parker. I think Tate said he has a 3-fight deal. Didn't he? He said 3-fight deal, right? In Saudi, I think. 3-fight deal. March 9th, I haven't heard anything from Team AJ. I haven't heard anything as of, I don't know what's changed or not. I don't know. So we're gonna have to see. I still think Deontay is gonna knock the shit out of AJ. This thing with Joseph Parker was fool's gold. If you think shit is sweet, see what's popping on March 9th and see what happened. I still think Deontay knocks AJ's head the fuck off. And I will go to Saudi for that. Book it. For real. But yeah, man. Salute to y'all, man. Stormy, closing thoughts.
This was a great live to be able to express what it means to be where we are coming into 2024 with what we do as content creators. The fact that we acknowledge our audience with respect and let them know why we do what we do, and the fact that we look forward to being better even more in 2024. Our subject centered around boxing talk is very consistent, is very strong. It's not angled. It's actually created a provision of making people once again open their mind, that frontal lobe, to see what's happening with the sport. And that's what we aim to do. glad to be a part of the process. Glad to be here. I look forward to more. I appreciate everybody that came out this morning to listen to us. And keep tuning in, because there'll be far more and much greater heights to ascend to with what we do. People can find me out here. I'm on Stormy B Man channel. That's Stormy B Man, all caps, but no cap. And salute to everybody. Happy New Year.
And we on tonight. Nerds on Culture.
Yes.
Come check us out. And once again, there'll be no more Fuck It Fridays here on this channel. Fridays, I'll be over at Bear Cave Entertainment. We'll be discussing all kinds of hobbies that we had as children or as grown adolescent. That's purely an entertainment channel. I'll be discussing everything from throwback pro wrestling to video games to cartoons to movies. That's what the Bear Cave is about. That's where we're gonna be. You know what I mean? And let's make this year more peaceful. Let's make it more productive. We love boxing, but sometimes boxing don't love us. But we make the best of it. And we keep boxing alive by having a conversation with it. So yeah, what I did notice though is that our brother 503 Lion is on live right now. 503 Lion is live right now. So let's head over there. Let's head over there and show all of our brothers and sisters support. Let's do that. Matter of fact, I'm gonna click on his live right now. See? I'm in his chat right now. I'm in 503 Lion's chat. So let's head over there, show the brothers some support, smash his like button. Let's start this year off right, man. I wish everyone a lot of health, a lot of wealth, and focus on your business. Be kind, be helpful, and keep negativity from around you. And if you're a content creator, that block button is your biggest asset. There you go. So salute to everybody in the Venmo, the Zelle, the Cash App, the Super Chat. Noise on Culture tonight. 9 p.m. Eastern Standard. And Pep Talk after that. 10:30 this evening. Pep Talk. First show of the season. All right. Salute to everybody. And we will catch you on the rebound. Bronx on deck.
Move! Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.